Revolutionary greetings, comrades. It's a red Sunday, the 3rd of November 2024. We continue discussing what is to be done. We hope to conclude on our last point. Let me firstly apologize that I'm having flu, so my voice might not come out okay, BT Hawks. Kindly forgive me for that. In the last 4 videos, we have discussed point number 1, building a mass movement rooted in the ideals of the liberation struggle. Number 2, using social media as a tool of mobilizing the mass of the people. Number 3, intensifying political education in Zimbabwe and to Zimbabweans in the diaspora. Number 4, building unity amongst the mass of the Zimbabweans. The last point that we're discussing in what is to be done is build a strong, powerful international solidarity movement amongst the progressive forces. So there are 5 points that we want to quickly look into as part of our last discussion on what is to be done, building a strong, powerful international solidarity. The first point is for us to understand that our struggle, we are engaged in a class struggle. We are not only engaged in the struggle of removing ZANU-PF from power. We need to underline this. Yes, ZANU-PF must go. But removing ZANU-PF from power without dismantling ZANUism, without resolving class contradictions in Zimbabwe, will not have resolved anything. So it's important to understand that ours is a class struggle. And a class struggle is an international struggle. So it is not, our struggle is not only local. We are not engaged in a local struggle inside Zimbabwe. It is an international struggle. This is why, therefore, it is important in understanding the class nature of our struggle in Zimbabwe, that it is critical, therefore, to link our struggle with other anti-imperialist formations and other pro-Pan-Africanist organizations. It is critical. So that's the first point that we must understand and underline, that ours is a class struggle. Number 2, over the years, what we have observed is that people have been Zimbabweans, we want everyone to give us solidarity. So point number 2 is that we must give solidarity to the oppressed. It's important. We must give solidarity to the oppressed globally. As much as we want people to give us solidarity, we must also give solidarity to those that are oppressed. For instance, the people of Palestine, the people of Eswatini. We must give solidarity to others. It is very, very important. People of Western Sahara. We must be clear that we do not stand with the NATO in the ongoing war in Eastern Europe. So it's critical that we give solidarity to the oppressed. How do we give the solidarity to the oppressed? Which links us to point number 3, is that we must organize seminars inside Zimbabwe. We must organize these seminars to educate ourselves about why it is critical that we give solidarity to others that are oppressed globally. Which links also to number 4, we must organize not only seminars in discussing or in understanding, raising awareness about international struggles, about those that are oppressed globally. We must, which is point number 4, organize demonstrations even to embassies inside Zimbabwe as part of our solidarity, because we cannot build a strong solidarity movement, an international solidarity movement, if we want everyone to give us a solidarity, when we ourselves cannot give solidarity to others, the struggle for national liberation was not going to be successful if we did not receive a practical solidarity. We received practical solidarity from China, from the Soviet Union, from Cuba, from all progressive forces. So without that practical solidarity that we received internationally, we're not going to drive out the white minority regime in Rhodesia, which then gave birth to what we call today Zimbabwe. So it is critical, therefore, that we must organize seminars. We must organize marches, demonstrations in giving solidarity to the oppressed globally. We must, which is point number 5, study and understand why BRICS is the alternative to Washington consensus. Because we should not just simply say BRICS is the alternative, we must strengthen BRICS. It is important that we understand the programs of BRICS and advocate that BRICS must be strengthened, BRICS must be supported by all progressive forces. We must undermine, and this is serious, we must undermine and ensure that the United States dollar does not continue to dominate as the global currency. This is why we need a BRICS currency. So it is important that in building an international solidarity movement, as I move to conclusion, is that we are engaged in an international struggle. It is not just a struggle internally to remove ZANU-PF from power. It is a struggle against imperialism. It is a struggle in rejecting the expansion of imperialism. Some in the opposition might appear popular inside Zimbabwe, but we should not associate ourselves as progressive forces with those that are advancing an imperialist agenda in our country. So when we reject some opposition leaders who are advancing an imperialist agenda, it does not mean we are in favor of ZANU-PF. No. We have discussed how ZANU-PF was formed and how it was thrown out by imperialist forces. And we are saying our key mission is to dismantle ZANUism. And the first step in dismantling ZANUism is that ZANU-PF must go. But we must not replace ZANU-PF with an opposition party which is pro-West. So the main reason why for the last 24 years the opposition has not taken power in Zimbabwe, part of the problem is the class nature of the opposition. Point number 1. Point number 2, it is the relationship with the Western world by the opposition. And in the last video we said, we must deal with this tendency of always, when establishing a political movement or a political party, writing letters to Western embassies asking for financial support. Yes, politics requires funding. We cannot run away from that. And earlier on, if you check the video that we did earlier on, we said we must set up a political fund that we, as ordinary people of Zimbabwe, will contribute to. It is this fund that will support our political work as the people of Zimbabwe. So I'm concluding, let us build an international solidarity movement. We stand with the weak globally against the powerful. We stand with the weak inside Zimbabwe and against the powerful. And we stand with the weak globally against the powerful. Please write your comments in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. This concludes our discussion on what is to be done. Amandla, comrades.